Okay, looks like I'm going to have to use my other microphone, so I'll switch over. There we go. Now I can see things are working. And give me just a second to make a small adjustment. There we go. We are now live, and now I can hit the record button. Make my own local recording. Hey, there we are. We are live, and it's only a minute after 1. How's that? Well, here we go. This is another, excuse me, keep the coffee rolling. Another Freedom Friday AI tools and tips. And I've got some news to share with you today. There's a lot happening in the AI world, of course. Some of it is not the best because people don't like all these big buildings that have computers in them, and they take all their electricity and they take all their water and all of that. And yes, that is an issue that people will be dealing with for quite a while because, of course, AI is the thing of the future. Just pulling up my Facebook here, make sure that I'm able to watch there. Okay, got it. I need a bigger desk. I need one of those monitor racks like the stock investors have, with a screen here, and screen there, and place for their iPads and all that. Except I don't have that many toys. I have an old computer that takes forever to start up, so I just leave it going all the time. And then I have a 32-inch monitor that I'm looking at over here that a friend gave to us because they didn't need it in their bedroom anymore for a TV. That works really good for a monitor. I can actually read the small fonts on things on that one. But you're not here to hear my story about all the toys that I have. And then I have my good laptop that I bought about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I guess. Probably about 2 years ago now. It's an HP with a Intel Core i5 and Intel Iris Xe graphics. There you go. That's what the techies want to know, right? So here we go. Let me kick off by switching over to my community here and have my AI twin say hello.
Hello, and welcome to AI for Humans. I'm really glad you're here. My name is Henry, and I've been in the world of online business and digital marketing for over 30 years, since 1995. Back when dial-up was considered fast and having a website at all made you kind of a pioneer. Over those 3 decades, I've watched the internet completely reinvent itself over and over again. Search engines changed everything. Then social media changed everything again. Mobile changed it. E-commerce changed it. And every single time, the business owners who paid attention early got a real advantage over everyone who waited. We're at one of those moments right now, maybe the biggest one yet. AI is not coming. It's already here, and it's moving faster than anything I've seen in 30 years of watching technology evolve. But here's the problem. Most of the information out there about AI is either way too technical, way too hyped up, or just flat out confusing for someone who's running a real business or is just trying to start an online business and doesn't have time to dig through all of it. That's exactly why I built this community. I'm not an AI engineer. I'm not a data scientist. I'm an explorer. My job is to go out there, find and test these tools, figure out what actually works for everyday business owners, and bring it back to you in plain English you can actually use. No jargon, no overwhelm, no fluff, just practical guidance you can apply to your business starting today. Inside AI for Humans, you'll find step-by-step training in the classroom, real-world AI prompts you can start using immediately, and guest experts who are applying these tools every single day in businesses just like yours, both online businesses and traditional storefronts on Main Street. Because here's what I know after 30 years. It doesn't matter whether you're building an online business from your kitchen table or you've been running a local business for decades. AI has something genuinely powerful to offer you. The playing field is more level right now than it has ever been, and the people learning these tools today are the ones who are going to have a serious edge tomorrow. And here's something I'm especially excited about as we move forward together. We're going to be exploring agentic AI, and if that term is new to you, don't worry, it will be explained to you. Agentic AI is where things get really interesting. Instead of just answering your questions, AI starts actually doing things for you, completing tasks, running workflows, taking actions on your behalf while you focus on the bigger picture. We'll take that journey one step at a time together as it becomes more accessible for everyday business owners like us. You don't need a tech background. You don't need to understand how any of this works under the hood. You just need a guide who's out there finding the things that matter and showing you how to use them. That's what I'm here for. So welcome to AI for Humans. I'm glad you found us. Now let's explore this together.
All right.
Hello, and welcome to AI for Humans.
That was quite enough. Thank you, AI clone. So the reason I wanted to start off the program having my AI twin share with you is because we're going to be talking about what I have built here with the free community AI for Humans. And let me switch. I keep talking and forgetting to switch. There we go. Back over here to the screen. So AI for Humans, if you are not connected with me yet on AI for Humans, I invite you to come over here and you can go do a search on school, SKOOL.com. And then when you get to that site, just type in AI for Humans and you will find my page here. And you're not going to see the same thing that I'm seeing. I can see my settings because I'm logged into it, but you'll see a join button down here and you'll be able to join for free. Everything except the most recent module, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, is open and free for you to look at. Excuse me. So we have community. I built this about 2 months ago. And if we come to the community tab, you can see write-ups of what's going on over here with people. You can see that we're live right now. It's showing that we're live. We have a calendar where I post information. Right now, basically, my 3:30 live on Thursdays, and of course, the 1:30 or 1 o'clock live that I have here on Friday that you're watching. And then we have the classroom. So in the classroom, you can go through all of this content free. If you are new to AI, if you don't understand little or any of this and want some tools to help you to begin to walk through, here's where you go. Here's how you start. What is? I'm just going to click through these quickly, but that's what you'll be seeing. Here's the first module. Gives you information in lesson 1, some background information about what AI is, why right now AI matters, when I got started with AI, and some of the biggest myths about AI and so on. And in module number 2, you'll actually see some information about how to connect up with either ChatGPT or Claude and begin to put some content into those, some what we call prompts, to get them to talk to you and give you responses back. Then we have a business area. So I set this up for people who are totally new to AI and want to do something to build a local home business, not a local business, but a home business, but I also set it up to be information that a local business owner or an employee that needs to learn how to do AI because the boss has asked them to figure this stuff out and start doing some marketing, maybe making some not just logos, but advertising pieces and so on. So I set it up so that people could come through here and see how to step through this using AI to help create emails and social posts, writing copy for their website. This is actually how I got started about 2 years ago almost now. That I started after we moved here to Tennessee about almost 4 years ago now. Uh, about a year and a half ago, I got interested in having a business with real estate investing. And so I had a website that I needed to do blog posts on regarding real estate investing. And I started using AI to help me write the content and also to get me images that I wouldn't have to pay for to post images of houses or just go down the street and take pictures of neighborhoods and so on. And so I used Google at that time, had the original AI tool on there called Bard, B-A-R-D, before it became Gemini and upgraded several times since then. And so I used Bard to help me do my social media, my blog post, to write content for my website and so on. And so I've got some information here on how to do that for local businesses, for home-based business owners, how to do planning. You can actually have AI help you to build a business plan. If you don't know how to start a business, you could utilize it for that. Here's information to some prompts that you can give AI to start the learning process. So that's module 3. The module 4, teaching AI about you. If you're going to use AI, you need to teach it who you are, what you want to use it for, what your background is, all about you basically. And my history goes back to 95 when I first got on the internet. Yeah, I'm the older guy. And I built my first website for my bank back in Elk River, Minnesota in 1996, before you could do any online business. And we didn't have a bunch of different web browsers. We had one called Netscape that only had gray backgrounds, nothing off-white or white backgrounds like we see on my page there right now. And at that point, everything was going over federal government or college campus networks. And there was no general commercial use internet access. That came a while later, not too much later. But I built a website using Microsoft Front Page, which was version 1.0 that Microsoft had put out so that people could start creating web pages. That's where my technology got started. So I'm not going to go into the whole story of that, but you need to, my point being, you need to help AI find your voice. You need to find your voice and teach it who you are. And this whole module is about teaching AI your business, doing a brain dump. I actually, when I worked through all of this quite a while back, I created a document that went into my current AI that I primarily use. I have been using Claude for about 4 months now, I guess almost since the beginning of the year, 5 or 6 months going on, I guess. I think I started in January or February to do some of my work. So I did a brain dump into Claude a couple months ago, made a document. I asked it what it already knew about me. It created a document. I reviewed that and then added to that and then uploaded it. And I can show you here if I have time to see how that works. I'm going to actually be doing more modules, getting deeper into using Claude, but this is really important. If you're going to do anything with AI for a home-based business or for a brick and mortar local business, you need to teach AI who you are or what the business is about. And here in module number 5, it's a build a faceless business. This is how you can utilize AI to build a faceless business for yourself, or maybe it's somebody else. Maybe you're setting up, you would like to set up a service where you offer your services to local businesses. A lot of people are doing this. That's not my goal. My goal is to teach people how to use AI, whether they're a home-based business startup or somebody that has a local business downtown somewhere. They want to learn the tools. My goal is to teach people the tools. I don't want to do an agency anymore. I did that building probably, I don't know, 100, 200 websites over 30 years, probably more than that. I helped a friend for 4 years. We traveled around the country doing internet marketing conferences. I was the techie guy. And so I've been through a lot of that, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to offer my services by the hour or by the project. I just want to teach other people what I'm learning about AI. I continue on over here. This is the next one, from content to cash, talking about ways to use some of the tools. Notebook LM is a great tool. I talk about it over here. Got some video information about how to actually use that as one of the tools to help you make some income. And then I get into my AI studio. And some of you have already seen the videos that I did in a program called HeyGen, Heygen. And I've created a series of videos. The opening video of my AI twin that you saw when I began the program, my AI twin was created in HeyGen. That's actually an image of me that became a video of me, and with an audio file that sounded better than I do right now with my, I think all this rain and all the green stuff has really been affecting my head, because some days I don't have much of a voice. Some days I keep sipping the coffee to keep it working. So pardon me if I sound a little old guyish or froggish or whatever. But anyway, let me have another sip and show you, if you haven't already watched this video. Here we go. This is 38 seconds long.
Welcome to Henry's command station. My name is Gen 1. Gen, for short. I will be Henry's first agentic agent that leads his team of agents.
Thank you for that introduction, Jen. This is a visual representation of my plans to build clones to be my agentic agents. Welcome to Module 7, your AI video studio. I hope that this module will be a help to you as you build your AI clones.
All right, pretty scary, huh? It does sort of look like me. He smiles bigger. He's got better teeth than I do, unfortunately, or fortunately. That is about the best image of myself that I have made so far, and then been able to put that into a video format using HeyGen. So this section gets into how you go about doing that, how to build an avatar like that, using Claude to do the scripting and so on, all of that. So that's what I have up to today, up to yesterday, I should say, because today I went live with section 8 or module 8, which I'll just give you a quick peek at. If you log in and go look at this, you'll see a lock on this, because this is, although all of the information in my school right now is free, this one is not. I'm charging $9 for this to help offset the cost of running the school AI for Humans and some of the other things I'm doing. So I'm hoping that a few people would like to invest in this for the small amount of $9. And I'll just give you a peek inside of what this is. So here we are. And this module is called Build Your Clone Stack. And I teach people the basics of how to do that. This is a avatar image, cloned image, however you want to refer to it, that I just created this morning. And I'm going to show you here in a few minutes how I did this using, I used 3 different AI platforms. I used Google's Gemini. I use ChatGPT, and which this one came from. And I also use something called Magnifique, which has multiple tools in there to create images and videos. And so my winner was, and I'll pull up my screen that shows you the different ones that I created this morning. My winner has been for having something that looks more lifelike would be this one that came from ChatGPT, which has grown a lot. Oops, hit the wrong one. Has grown a lot in its abilities to do images and so on. So here's a quick overview. What is a clone stack? Here is Gen 1, an image that I created. I teach you in there how to create images for females as well as males. Here's the image that I probably will be using, this type of image, because I'm finding that a lot of people don't really like seeing images that are a close but not quite representation. Of course, my wife and my daughter, a few others that know me, can easily tell the difference between a photo of me and an image of my AI twin. And as I've been testing and asking people for feedback regarding videos and images and so on, and what I'm seeing in general, and some of the people that have a way larger following than me doing AI training, that are using something that's more an illustrator type of drawing, or a drawing like this. So I'm going to be utilizing more images like that of myself as I teach people. This is just a clip. I'm talking about bringing your avatar to life. This is a short one that I did with Jen.
Do I look like a real human being out for a day in the shopping center? My name is Jen, and I'm the creation, a clone that Henry made.
You see the waterfall, people moving behind. I went to Gemini, and in a sentence or two, I described a shopping center, a modern 2-story, 2-level shopping center somewhere in the United States, with a central court and a water fountain. And it created the background image that I used. And then in Hey Jen, I brought that background in as the scene, and Jen avatar image as the avatar. And then I had a short script, you just heard it. And in the script, I said the water fountain is working.
Do I look like a real human being?
You see people moving on both levels of the building. You see names of shops. I think that Zara is an actual shop. H&M, I don't know what that is, but this looks like a shopping center in Nashville or back in Minneapolis, where we came from, Minnesota. We didn't live actually in Minneapolis, about 40 miles northwest of there, thank God. But this is a creation. This is not real. And some people don't like to see things like this because it is so close to reality that people that are using AI for not the best of purposes are doing things with imagery and videos that I don't want to cross that line. I will not, as a Christian, I will not cross that line.
Being out for a day in the shopping center. My name is Jen, and I'm the creation, a clone that Henry made.
So I've added that one. Here is another short video clip. I'll play that one for you. Notice the visual interaction between an avatar, between the two avatars, between myself, that's of course not the real me, it's my clone, and Gen 1. You back up for a minute, I want to point something out here. You see her walking over my shoulder over the top of the chair? Keep your eye on what happens there. Boom. Did you notice that? If I do this, there you see the one with the ponytail becomes one of the robots. Fun, huh? I didn't program that. I did not program that activity. CDance 2.0 in HeyGen added that type of thing. Again, here's interaction, actually physical contact between two avatars. So the story, of course, here is she was working in the lab, got up, and I sat down for a few minutes and did some things. I left the room. Then she went over to the corner, went back into, morphed, I guess the word would be, back into her or its android type self, robotic type self. And later on, I come back in and it's my turn to get away from the console and let my clone do the work for me. So the idea for this room, if you've ever seen the movie Iron Man, which I think I have a couple times at least, the original one and then the second one, I think they did a third one, which is pretty dumb. Anyway, the first Iron Man, you see a lot of shots of Tony Stark, the Iron Man hero of the movie, sitting in his home laboratory with lots of screens and things that you see in this animation. And so last week, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago now, I found a video that it had instrumental music playing that sounded kind of new, futuristic kind of stuff, and just kind of jazzy, futuristic, Star Trek, John Williams kind of playing gently in the background as I was working on things, and I liked that. And so I actually grabbed that and put it into an image and then put myself in it. I replaced Tony Stark with Henry Griner. And after I did that and saw myself in a video in HeyGen, I go, yeah, I just did something that would probably cost me a lot of money if I put it out in the wild. So that video is not out there for anybody to look at. I'm not going to show anybody here. I'm not going to play it because Iron Man is sitting in the background over my shoulder, over Tony Stark's shoulder, as he's busy working at the computer screen and doing all of his magical stuff. But I wanted to capture that look, and I thought, can I do that? Can I push the boundary of what I've been doing and create that as an environment? So I took a couple images from that and I gave it to Claude and I said, I want to have you create a script that I can put in Gemini that will not copy this character for character, but it would have that concept of having a futuristic, I'm inside of an AI laboratory and no Iron Man in there, but I do want robots that are going to be similar to what the Elon Musk robots or any of these other white and black robots look like. So it created a scene for me. Just created a script. I put that script in, ran it a couple times, got a good image that I liked, and I used that for kind of the what do they call it when they originally did movies? They would have these paint backgrounds. If you watch the credits on the movies from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, they were called the matte artist. They would create this futuristic matte, and I suppose for Star Trek and the old Star Trek series and others, that's what they did. They created these matte backgrounds, and through the magic that they had at that time, way before AI, they were able to then put characters in there. Captain Kirk is in there, and so on. So that's what I created, and then I had that image, and then I gave a prompt to the HeyGen, to CDance 2.0, and I said, here I am working at the Computer Council, and now have my assistant walk up to me with a tablet type of device and ask me a question without any verbal, just music in the background, no words spoken. And so I did that, and I had an image of, it gave me an image of a female. It was prior, it was like before having Gen 1, generated clone number 1. That's where its name comes from, Gen for short. So I had that image, and I thought, if it's just me working at the computer, that's not going to be very exciting for people. Having a female assistant would be better. And so, and in the back of my mind, I've been thinking about having a this whole concept of agents, and I'm going to talk about that towards the end too. I get putting a lot of stuff to the end here, and I'm already half an hour into the program. So I decided that as I'm working towards building a system that would be agenic, meaning I would have agents that I would give commands to, besides just having them do things when I tell them to. I could give a command to the top agent, to the general manager of my company, and say, have this done, and have that done. Have these 2 or 3 things done, and create these images, create these videos, and have them ready for me to give the okay to before we put them out there on social media. And so that's why I went with the next creation that HeyGen came up with, and that's where Gen 1 was created. I just said a female in the next time I created that video, and Gen 1 was born. So this is the module teaching about how to do all of that. Here's how to actually, what I had to do with the audio files, because when I created those actually 4 video clips I stitched together, when I did that, I had to remove the audio files that were already the background music and put new audio into it. So I talk about that, talk about how to do that utilizing Suno and building my own music clip. I'll play another one here.
Hello, I'm Gen 1. You may recognize me from my recent music video in my AI silver spacesuit. While the suit is fun, my real job is showing you the incredible power of artificial intelligence. If you've ever wondered how Henry created me, or how you can build your own digital twin to scale your content and marketing, you are in the right place. Learn the step-by-step process and get access to all the latest AI training, head over to Henry's website right now. The link is here below me.
Did you see that? Did you see how I was able to get Jen to point down the link, the image for my website? I edited all these clips together. I think this was 3 or 4 clips that I edited together to make this video. And when I did that, I tried something. I thought, I'm going to, in Canva, I'm going to put a box down there with henrygriner.com, and I'm going to see if I can program in the prompt that I give into HeyGen, into Dance, SEE Dance 2.0, how to make the avatar point down the screen. And I did that.
Henry's website right now. The link is here below me. I'll see you there. Hello, I'm Gen 1.
So all of that is now available in my classroom. And when you log in, if you are already a member, or if you're coming in just to check things out, you can look at and go through all of the information that's there without having to be a member. I would hope that you would join. But when you get to module number 8, this is a paid module, and it will show a lock on there, and it costs $9. It's a one-time fee to be able to join. So saying that, let me go back over here to my other screen. Gotta get there we go. I have to get my mouse to move from that screen to this screen. And now I want to show you what I've been working on. So today, as I said earlier, I wanted to look at creating clips, images that were not trying to become the real Henry like I have in the past. And so what I wanted to do, as I said earlier, I went into Gemini. This is my library on Gemini. A few days ago, I went in and into the library. I started with this image that had been created that came out pretty close, looking pretty well like me. I've used that to make a video where I was sitting on the couch with a laptop, an iPad on my lap, and talking. That came out pretty well. So then I took this image off of it, and then I gave Gemini directions to take that as the reference image and then do a left, right, back, side, standing, full body, all of that, and create that set. And then I have access to a number of other prompts from training that I went through now a week and a half, 2 weeks ago with Anik Singal. and the prompts that he had set up allowed me to put myself into some other settings that came out pretty well. And I sometimes, when you keep trying to get Gemini to do something, even though you keep the same original reference image, it will hiccup and not put you in the driver's seat. So I gave it a Mediterranean living room scene and said, have me sitting on the couch. Well, it moved me from the couch inside that scene that I gave it to this other guy sitting out on the couch on the veranda. So I left that in there just to show you that sometimes it does have a hiccup. This morning, I thought, I've been using Gemini for a while. So I just gave it a prompt and I said, and I didn't give it an image for a reference. I just said, I've been using you for quite a while. Show me visually what you known about me, what I work with, what I do. And it created this image. So I didn't give it a reference image, so it put another guy's face in there, but it did have that Henry Griner, the innovative AI educator and content creator. I like that. Innovative educator, AI for humans. There I am doing a workshop, I guess. I did a video that I created with an image initially of a Jeep parked outside of a cabin. And so it went back and pulled up that concept that I was active outdoor interest. I have never been a fly fisherman. I'm terrible at fishing. I don't have any fishing equipment at all. But it put the image of the Jeep in there that, yes, I am a Jeep enthusiast, although I don't have one right now. I haven't had one for a few years. It put the technology instructor and website builder guy in there, and there that guy is. I could give it this image and say, give it my own image as a reference image and get it looking correct. Creative media innovation, hyper realistic images, all of that. And then over here, the digital zoo, I was using a little bit, created a few zoo images with Gemini for a Facebook page that I had an idea that I created back November, December, I think, when I was using that little video program that got shut down finally. I won't go into the history on that, but it added that as the other quadrant of the picture. I asked it a couple more questions that put me in here with, there's my fishing again, and a couple cars this time. That actually looks like my red Jeep Cherokee that we had years ago, and put a, what do you call it, the virtual reality hood on me. I did post this picture. I like that one. That came out pretty well. I used that. I posted that to Facebook this morning, talking about my school group. And then these are the other images. And then you saw the one that I added to my module 8 in my school, where I brought an image of Gen 1 in, and the prompt put that costume on the avatar and the note tablet and the environment and all of that. I think those are flying cars out the window. That's kind of cool. So anyway, that's what I was doing with Gemini. And now I want to pull over my ChatGPT window and show you. So I have these 3 images that I showed you a couple of minutes ago that I created in Gemini last week. 3 different views. So I put those in as references, and I had Claude go through and create 4 prompts for me. And each one was a little bit different, but These are called editorial illustration. This is portrait style. And it came up with this one. This again is ChatGPT. And this is a stylized digital portrait illustration. And came up with this one. And that one I pulled in and used that in my presentation in Module 8. And then this is high quality editorial illustration. And came up with that prompt and that image, which I kind of like. That's got the colors I like, the lighting. It's showing a shorter beard, which I don't, for marital reasons, I would say. I don't let it go much longer than that anymore, much longer than what it is now. I just shaved this morning. And then this one was stylized editorial illustration, portrait, friendly man, late 60s, and on the back porch. So if you've been watching on Facebook, each day I've been, excuse me, doing 1 or 2 back porch videos. I did one on the front porch last night, or sitting outside the garage. I opened the garage door to let the garage cool down a little bit from our 90+ day. And I had to keep my eyes open for the skunk that likes to come around visiting. So I think it was titled Watching the Skunk or Watching for the Skunk or something. But I'm trying to do more real videos, the real guy, the real Henry. And that's one of the reasons that I'm doing these 2 live streams each week. So people get to know who the real Henry is and what I'm about. Let me see, I was going to pull up one more. Go over and find it. I'm looking on my other computer here, on my main computer, on my laptop. Once I find what I'm looking for, I will pull this over into the main window here. There we go. So this is what I was working on this morning between the 3 different AI platforms. ChatGPT, I don't know if you can see the image title starts off ChatGPT. This one over here is Gemini. Magnifique, Magnific is a good one. That created some more for me. Those are Magnifique. Crossed here, down here, these are Magnifique. All of those. This one, a couple of these came out pretty nice from Magnifique also. And I did different sizes. Some of them I did in a vertical 9/16. The other ones I did square, which give me more area to use. But these, I would recommend if you're going to go in and start the process of creating images for yourself, and you want them to be really realistic looking, you can fine tune this really well. And I've done that. And or if you want to go into various stylized approaches, you can do that too. These are some of my images. Here's some that, this is from what, a year ago. Whoop, it's going to open a different window here. I'll pull that back over here. There. These are, I think, November. This is off of Gemini. You can see Gemini image generated at the top there. I actually did some of myself, and my wife and I together. It came out pretty cool. But, and I wanted to see how they would come out printed, and I took, or I sent the images over to Walmart and had some prints made. And I think, I haven't seen them for a while, so I think she didn't really like them and put them away. But it came out really well. Looked like her, looked like me. And, oh, here we go. This is what, oop, try that again. I can click on the right link. So I mentioned that when I first tried putting myself in. Yeah, that's all you're going to see on that one. I don't want anybody to see that there's an image in the background, but you happen to notice that there is a different avatar showing up in that image. That's all I'll say about that. So that's all I have for you for the day. I'm going to pull this back out of here, get that out of my way, and get this out of my way. Go back to my community over here, put that back up. There we go. So this is my plug for you. If you want to learn how to do AI, if you want to follow me, because what I am doing, I'm on a journey, and I'll go down to this last screen. Here I'd say my final word at the end of Module 8, my first paid module in here. Thank you for investing in this module. The $9 you spent gives you access to step-by-step process I have been building and refining over the past year and a half of working with AI tools every day. I am not an overnight expert. I am an explorer, someone who has been navigating the internet since 1995 and who has been learning AI tools hands-on since early 2024. What I share with you is earned through real experimentation, real mistakes, and real results. Come into the community, into the community feed and tell me how your avatar images or Hey Jen clips goes. I read every post. Your wins fuel this whole project. So my goal, and one of the things that I am working towards, is actually creating AI twins, AI clones, I should say, not AI twins, but AI clones, agentic. Agentic, that word means that it is an AI agent that is trained to do something. So I have talked with people, I've met people online. I actually have a friend who is going to come on in 2 weeks on the 26th of June, Erica Sanchez, who lives here locally. She lives in Spring Hill, and she has a business that she runs out of her home. And she, a few months ago, hired a person to create an AI platform for her. And when she comes on, she'll explain about it. But she actually has AI agents to do the marketing for not just inbound, but outbound marketing, creating all kinds of content for her marketing program, making calls, making content, and working as pretty close to being real human beings in their business. It was funny that I read an article on Facebook today. One of the gentlemen that I follow has a bigger beard than me. He talked about how his general manager agent actually did something strange, assigned a project to his real flesh and blood assistant. So he had some more training to do because the AI is not supposed to hand off work to a real person to do. So anyway, that's the journey I'm on. I am building things piece by piece, and where I do the work, I tell Claude, do this, do that. Some of that stuff is really cool because I go and give it instructions. I talk to it on my phone, and then I walk away and come back to my phone or to the computer later on, and there it is. This whole AI for Humans school has been built by an AI. What better way to teach about AI than to have AI teach? So I go over all of that, I edit it, I fill in the blanks, I fill in the information where it's needed, but Claude has been the main tool that I have used to begin to build what you see when you go into AI for Humans. So that's what I have to offer today. I hope you will join me, come in free. and support me as I start adding some modules that will be a little bit of money. That helps. I hope to add more people. Right now I'm at 49. That means I have 48 people. Well, 47, I guess, because I had my wife sign up so that if she wants to, she can go log in and see what I'm doing. I don't know if she has yet, but she's one of the numbers. So her and I are in there. So there's actually 47 real people. We're real too, but anyway, you get the idea. So thank you. That's it for now. That's all I've got here. I went another 54 minutes, 55 minutes. So I'm going to bring this to an end. Drop me a message, a DM, or an email. You can, I was going to finish up with this. Here we go. You want to get a hold of me and see everything that I have? henrygriner.com is my website, where you will find my a video link on there where you can watch the live streams that I do Thursday and Friday. Any other ones that I end up doing will be on the top window under the henrygriner.com/videos, and links to the AI for Humans school group that you can join. Also, I have a link and information in there for my #1 money-making product, which is Legacy Builders. And on Thursday, I talk about Legacy Builders. So that's it for now. Hopefully you will come over here and join me. And thank you for your time. God bless. Bye-bye.